All right, we are good. So we have one of my absolute favorite people on tonight, Karlie. Karlie, I was just thinking today, I was like, I wonder if I put your Karlie Redden on your wedding invitation because I still always call you Karlie Redden. Like it's just forever engraved in my mind. Like earlier, Brina was like, who's on the Zoom tonight? And I was like, Karlie Redden. I always forget, but I can't remember if I did or
No,
not.
the best part of that was that you put Anson and Karlie Redden. So Anson got to have my maiden name. It was the best thing ever. We had a good
I
laugh.
would. I literally just thought about that like 2 seconds ago. I was like, I wonder if I like put that because I will never. It'll just always be that way. And it'll be weird when my last name changes. Like I feel like I don't know. I feel like I won't even say my new last name. I don't know. But all right, y'all. So if you're new here, Karlie has been with us for a while now. So I'm just really excited for you guys to hear her story. She's been in this for years. And her story is very, very inspiring. She's had a lot of life happen. It's just so crazy, you guys. Like, I remember when she started in, am I cutting out?
Well, I don't know if it was you or me. So
Okay.
it's me. That's great. Okay.
Okay, you can hear me?
If it gets too bad, text me and I'll just switch to my phone.
Okay, that's fine. I'll let you know. So you guys, it's just crazy to like watch people's lives transform like through this business and see how like their life happens. So I'm just excited for y'all to hear her story, and then we're gonna just go into some questions from there. So if you just want to start with why you started the business to where you are now, and then we'll just go from there. So.
All right. Well, hey y'all. I'm Karlie. I literally feel like an old lady in this business at this point because September 21st, literally, Court, the day you get married, is my 4-year anniversary with this business. It's crazy to me. I started as a college student. I say broke college student. My parents were paying for everything, and honestly, I was living 6 hours away from my boyfriend at the time, and I just wanted gas to go see him because I had none. And my dad was like, dude, you need to stop going every weekend. Like, you need to stay put. You need to do your thing. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So I started this. I had been a customer for a couple months, and I tried at the time Thermafite, or I guess it was Thermafit at the time. Loved it, lost like 10, 15 pounds my freshman year of college. Was like, this fish works. So I signed up as a distributor. I didn't have the money. I borrowed it from my mom. Honestly, the rest was history. I went Ruby in 2 months, Diamond in 5 months. It took me almost, well, I don't even know. I went double in November of what year is it even? Is it 19? So 2017. It's been a minute. There was a big jump there between Diamond and double, and a big jump between what's going to be triple. So I'm super, super thankful for everything this business has done for us. I got married in April of 2018. All of my years were literally running together. So been married for a little over a year. We have a 6-month-old baby. So it was like married, baby. It just kind of all happened. And because of this business, I have been able to stay home with him, stay home my entire pregnancy. He was actually my rainbow baby. So I had a pregnancy before him that I was able to stay home with during pregnancy as well. And a lot of kind of medical issues after that honestly, I've just been home a lot, and we're really, really excited. We are now a full-time RV family. My husband is wanting to get a job as a brewery dude because he wants to own his own brewery one day. So we're kind of just hop, skipping, and jumping all over trying to find him a brewery job. It's crazy to me that this is our life because of this business. So that's kind of my story.
It's so crazy, you guys. So if you didn't hear that, she's an RV. Like, that's just so insane. Like, that's just crazy. You know, like I don't know. I guess I've heard that like a little bit, but like you just like, that's not possible for so many people. And because of this business, like that's allowed them to like, they sold their house, picked up all their stuff, and were just able to like go and travel. And that's just so awesome. And, you know, Anson's been able to be there like through all like the medical stuff, and like just like seeing, like watching your like life transform from like the outside in. It's just so crazy. And just like seeing how much this business has like impacted that. And just like played such a big part in that. And like, that's what I feel like a lot of us like don't think of. Like, obviously when you started this business, that was like the last thing that you'd ever think of or like think that it would do for you and your family and stuff. But because of this, like it's just opened up so many doors. So it's just been awesome, you guys, because like she said, she started as a college student. I knew her then, and now she's married, went to her wedding. Now she's a mom. So it's just like, how this business has just grown with her is just so like, it's just awesome how you see that over time. So I was just really excited for you guys to hear her story because I just think that's so awesome. But okay, so you're a new mom. So we have a lot of, moms on our team and stuff. So I just want, like, how, obviously your life's changed over the years. Like, how have you had to, like, transition, I guess, with, like, working your business, being a mom? Like, how do you still just make sure to get it all done?
Honestly, I think first and foremost, just giving yourself grace. I mean, again, like, I've been home my entire business pretty much. So, like, well, that's not true. I have gotten a couple jobs here and there, and honestly, being home is hard. Like, being home full time, whether you're a mom or not, like, it's hard to work this business, especially when you're going from working full time or being in school full time, and then you're just in this business full time at home, and you just have all the day long to do whatever, and you're like, oh, I got it, I can just sit on my butt all morning long, and it's fine, I'll get it all done. And you don't. It's like, I feel like I've literally had, like, I've had jobs, I've been in school, I've been home, and now I have a baby. It's like, I feel like you have to just understand that, like, if you're in this business and you're in this business to make money and make it work, you just have to decide that no matter what your schedule is, whether you're a mom, whether you're, a full-time college student, whether you have a full-time job, part-time job, whatever, you just have to decide that no matter what, you're going to make it work. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that everyone uses that as an excuse. It's like, you can literally use everything as an excuse. And I know that a lot of you do work this full time, and you can still sit and say, well, I literally have all day, so it's just really hard to, like, focus. Like, even the people that work this full time, they struggle with time management, because it's just what we do as humans, because that's just an easy excuse to make. So I feel like, yes, as a new mom, it's hard. I've been blessed to, my husband literally quit his job the week before Porter came home. It's just, I've had a lot of help, but at the same time, we've had a lot going on too. As Courtney said, we sold our house. So Porter was born January 25th. We decided to go full-time RV like 2 weeks later. Okay. So we were really those crazy people, and everyone was like, you're taking a newborn like full-time on the road, you're just gonna, like, up and sell everything. Yeah, so it was crazy. So we sold our house. When Porter was 4 months old, we had been gone for a month. We went to Ruidosa, came back for his 4-month appointment, and we found out that he had some Nova. Hold on, y'all, I gotta let her in. She's annoying. Okay, sorry. All right, so at his 4-month appointment, we found out that he had something called craniosynostosis, which is premature fusing of his skull plates. So literally within the week, we had found the surgeon that invented the specific surgery that he had to have. So my little tiny 4-month-old was going to have skull surgery. And we literally took the RV to El Paso, where this surgeon was, had it all done. And it's like, life has just been insane since this little baby came into the world. And it's like, I want to say that we've had, like, the normal, like, yeah, like, I was home and my husband came home for a week and then he went back to work and I've been doing this, this, and this. And it's just, it's not that way. Like, I work this business when I can work this business. As you new mamas know, or mamas in general know, babies have no sleep schedule when they like come into this earth. There's literally no, like, nothing that I could say to be like, okay, when they do this, you do this. I mean, when they're sleeping, you better be working. But, like, some babies don't sleep. Some babies sleep all the time. Some babies are attached to you all the time. Some babies never want to be held. So it's like, my biggest advice with time management for new moms, or really any stage of life that you're in, it's like, you have to decide whether you're in this for the long haul or not, because you will always have, things that come up, things in your life that, take time. It's like, you're adjusting all the time. Again, I've kind of hit every stage of life, I feel like, since I started this almost 4 years ago. And it's like, if you want to make this work, you just have to decide, whether that's waking up early. And again, with Porter, I can't really say that I can wake up early every day and get 2 hours in before he wakes up, because he wakes up at completely random times, and he's 6 months old and he's still not, sleeping normally. So I literally fit this business in. I don't take any moment for granted. If I have a few minutes to spare, I'm working my business. And when I feel like I need to just spend time with my baby, then I'm spending time with my baby. So honestly, you just got to make it work. That's
Yeah, and I love that you said you could either like use it as your why or you can use it as your excuse. And that's with anything in life, you guys. Like so many people, I'm sure you get this all the time too. Like so many people are like, I'm joining for this, I'm joining for my family, I'm joining for my kids. And then they end up saying like, I'm so sorry, I haven't been able to work my business because of my family and all because of my kids. So it's like you have just like two different ways that you can look at it, and you have to decide if you're going to like make time or you're not going to. And it's so true with like a schedule, you guys. Like you could look at Karlie and be like, well, she's home full time. Of course that she can work this business. You guys, she is so right, because a lot of us joined this business when we were going to school full time, when we were working crazy jobs. And it's so right. It's like when you have like all this time management gets so dang hard. Like still to this day, I have to just like 5 years later, just like make myself sit at home and work and get stuff done, because it's so easy to go and do all the things that you want to and stuff. So I could not agree more. Is your why just so much stronger since he's been here? Like, are you just so much more motivated?
It's insane. It's like you get this tiny little human that completely relies on you. And it's like, I always knew that I wanted to be a mom, but like once you become a mom, and I know that a lot of you are going to understand, like you look at this baby and you're like, they literally need me for everything. And it's like, you just have to make it work. So yeah, I can't even, that's something you can't explain. And I know you moms understand. It's crazy.
Yeah. I just feel like when that happens, I'll just be like, because I have no idea. I'm just like, I just can't imagine,
You will soon. Not.
Yeah, but I really can't.
She's very excited to be, and I'm very excited for her too.
Yeah, but it is. It's just so crazy. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it just opens up a whole new door. But okay, so with like things changing over time, like obviously being in this business, for as long as you have, you guys, there's going to be really good times and there's going to be really low times, and there's just going to be, it's just crazy. Like you experience it all. And if you're brand new, it's not always rainbows and butterflies, you guys. And so she's had life happen through this business for sure. And so how have you just continued to just keep going? Like when you feel like, things aren't going great, or you just feel like things aren't growing, like how do you just continue to like get back up on your feet and just like keep pushing through? And if you just have any tips for anyone who feels kind of like down in their business and they need to figure out how to get back up on their feet and go, like, what would your advice be on that?
I mean, I think it just goes back to like deciding that you're in this or out of this, because, again, like life is going to happen. They say that you have a major life change every 6 to 9 months. And if I look back on my life over the last 4 years, it's probably exactly every 6 to 9 months that there was a major life change. Like, again, I told y'all I had a miscarriage exactly a year before we found out that we were pregnant with Porter. And that was crazy. And again, for like 9 months after that, I was having medical issues because of the miscarriage. And then last August, my Nana was in the hospital the entire month before we lost her. And it's like, life will always happen, no matter who you are, no matter how lucky you think you are, how lucky you don't think you are. Like life will always happen. And I think you have to decide at some point in your business, it's like, this business is going to be here through all the life. And to this day, I look back and I could not be more thankful. No, I'm not where I want to be in my business yet. And yeah, I still have huge places that I want to go, but it's like, dude, home my we were able to be there for all of his procedure stuff with his head. It's like we're able to pay for medical bills now. You have to decide if you're going to stick this out or not, because whether you have this business, whether you don't, whether you have a full-time job, whatever full-time job you have, whatever your schedule is with that, life is still going to happen. You can't go to a job and say, listen, I've just got some stuff going on, so I'm going to need to take like a few weeks off. Like your boss is not going to be like, oh, okay, like just let us know what you need paid like every week. Just let us know and we'll make sure that happens, because they're not going to do that. I mean, you go to work or you lose your job. You go to work to get paid, or, it's just like, you have to decide, do you want this business to work? Do you want to have your own, freedom? Do you want to have your own schedule? Do you want to decide how much money you make every month? Because life is going to happen. So I don't even remember what you're.
No, you're good. Yeah. Just like continuing to like want more for yourself too, because most of us don't join for all of these things that it's done for a lot of us. We join for something so small. And so if you don't continue to just like keep pushing and keep dreaming, it's so easy to get stuck in this business and like feel like you're kind of not growing because you're just like, well, what else could I want? And I think it's just so awesome, like that we even have the opportunity to be able to do that and that there's no stopping point. It's like you just are allowed to continue to keep dreaming. And I think that's just so weird for a lot of people. And it's really hard for a lot of people because that's not how we're raised, a lot of us, And so I think that's just crazy. And like you guys, like you have continued to dream because you did sell your house. You were able to go full-time RV and stuff like that. So it's like things like that are just what continue to just like keep you going and stuff. And you have a baby, so just so many life changes. But yeah, you guys, you just have to just keep going. And if you ever feel stuck, then you need to figure out that next thing that you want so dang bad. And there's been so many times in my business where I've like realized I'm like, I have to figure out something that I just want so bad, like to my core, because that's what pushes me. And I have to know, like, I have to want that so bad to like get so uncomfortable and make sure I'm staying on top of things and working so hard. And so sometimes I'll feel crazy with some of the things I want to, but if I know that's what I want and if I can get my mindset on it and I'll work for it, and then I can make anything happen. And so anytime you're feeling stuck in your business, just make sure you sit down and really talk about it with someone. Like figure out what you want, you guys, and know that you can have that. And like, you just have to go for it. You just have to work. And like the only way to fail in this is if you just don't work and if you quit. And you're going to have low times. You're going to have really, really good times. So you just have to learn from every single time and just embrace them and just talk to people about it. Because I feel like a lot of times too, like Karlie and I were actually talking about this today, how sometimes when you're not feeling the best about your business, maybe your volumes went down a lot, maybe you've had a lot of team quit on you, whatever it may be, I feel like a lot of times instead of like opening up to other people about it, it's almost like we like to keep it to ourselves. And that's very hard because it's like you feel lonely, you feel like you're the only person like going through that. And I just want you guys to know that every single one of us go through it. So if you are someone that's feels that way, like open up to people about it, like talk to people, because it's so nice just to like know you're not alone in those things. And I think just to be able to like cheer each other on and like relate with that and just like talk to each other like through it is so important. So definitely be doing that, because I think that it is just so easy to get caught up in our own head and feel like it is only us going through it. And just don't dwell on it, because it is so easy to get stuck and dwell on what's not happening. And that's where you're going to get where what you put attention to is what's going to grow. So if you're putting a lot of attention on what's not happening in your business, nothing's going to happen in your business. But as soon as you focus your attention on what you want and be intentional about getting there, that's where you're going to see the growth. And so be intentional about what you want and just go and do it. Like that's just like the power, just give power to what you want, you guys, and just be willing to go out there and just do it and figure it out what you got to do. And just don't stay stuck for long, because I think that it's easy to get stuck and you just feel like you can't get out of this dang hole that you're so stuck in, but it's just your head. It's all in your head. You just have to like get out of it and run. And that's just like, because you will deal with it. And some people it's like you get stuck and you just feel like you're there forever. And we just can't do that, you guys. You just can't stay stuck. So, okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is a question. So with being in the business for a long time, like anytime like you've lost rank or you have had like a lot of team quit on you or anything that you've done, like what are some things that you've done just to like get back on top of it? Like what are your, I guess you could say, like ways that you've coped to like get out of that hole that you kind of like dug yourself into?
Right. Well, I think probably a really good example is where we are right now. As much as I am so thankful for everything that this business has given us, honestly, I mean, I think Porter's surgery, and I've talked to a lot of my team about this, but like Porter's surgery really, really messed with me. It messed with my mind. It messed with, my belief in myself and my team and my business. And I've really been struggling. And it's like, I think it took getting to this point. And we've had a lot, not just Porter's surgery, but we've just been having a lot go on lately. And it's like, I have been praying for so long for God to just like show me what the heck's going on, or show me a way out of this, or show me like what's next. And I really think those prayers got me here, because honestly, y'all, we like, I mean, honestly, my volume has dropped so much over like the last few months that like we can't afford to go and just like travel right now. So we're stuck at my parents' for a little bit while I pay off some medical bills and ish that we have going on. And it's like, while I hate sharing like low times in my business or myself, and I was talking to Courtney about it, I'm like, I've always hidden that. Like, I don't know why we do that as leaders, but I have always hidden that. I've hidden that from my team. I've hidden that from the world. It's like, that hasn't gotten me anywhere. So honestly, like, while it's really hard, I prayed for this. Like, I feel like this is our rock bottom and I needed to hit this in order to go forward. And I was just talking to her, like, it's taken me a lot to get, like, I went diamond pretty quick. Like 5 months was quick to me at the time. Like, it happened so quick and I was so excited, and I was taking 18 hours at school and I was like, I freaking got this. And I just, like, my first $2,000 check, I was like, I'm done. I literally quit college because of my first $2,000 check, y'all. That's how dramatic I was. It was awesome. But literally, like, since then, almost 3.5 years ago, I feel like I went diamond. I then started comparing myself to everyone else. I looked left, I looked right. I started freaking out. And I feel like ever since then, now, I mean, we've obviously had some highs. I went double in the meantime. Like, a lot of good things have happened in life, and I will never take back the last 4 years of my life or anything. But I feel like since then, I have been grabbing on just trying to hold on to something that I had then, that it's like I was holding on to that so much that it wasn't allowing me to move forward. And I feel like this is my time. Like, I had to get off the phone with some insurance people today, and I got off the phone, and while a conversation that would have had me in tears so many other times, I got off the phone and I'm like, you know what? Like, what am I doing? What am I doing about the situation that I'm in? Like, you can either decide that things suck, ask why things are going on the way they are, or decide to do something about it. And I feel like I've been working so hard to avoid something for so long, avoid losing rank, avoid losing money, avoid, volume drops. It's like, you can't avoid bad things. So just decide that you're going to work towards the next and work towards the next and work towards the next, no matter what, and be excited about that. And that's, I mean, honestly, every time that I look back on when things were really, really good in my business, it's because I just got excited again. You have to get excited about new blood. You have to be excited about where you're going. You have to stop trying to avoid so hard where you don't want to be and actually focus on where you want to go. And I feel like that's been the biggest thing for me, is just stop trying to control everything so much. And I mean, when you try and control everything, if you haven't been in the business for long and you're just excited and you're on fire, let everything that's going to happen with the company happen. I mean, we're going to have times when it's just slower, and that's okay, because that's with literally every single company out. You will not find another company that doesn't have slow times. It's just how network marketing is. Let what's going to happen happen. We have the absolute best people at the heart of our company that are going to take care of us, and they do, and they continue doing things that take care of us. Just let whatever happen and keep dreaming. I feel like we let volume drops, we let losing rank get the best of us, and we start freaking out, and we start saying, okay, well, I have to work so hard to make this, not happen, or work so hard so that I never get back to this. And it's like, dude, let it go. Like, let it go and just get excited about where you're going next and just keep dreaming bigger. I feel like that's the best. It's like the best thing that you could tell someone that's new or that's just needing to hear it, because they're in the spot too,
Yes. And that's what, I was saying to her today. I feel like anytime that we do kind of go through struggles, this is why I wanted to have her on to you guys, because anytime that we do go through struggles, like she said, it's like you almost like want to hide it instead of like being open to people about it. It's like you just want to like hide it and just act like everything is like all handy dandy, but it's like life throws curveballs at you. Life changes, and you're going to go through it, and you're going to have times where you're like on such a high, and you're going to have times where you're like, holy moly, like I need to get my butt in gear and keep going. And so it just comes down to deciding, you guys. You just have to choose and just be smart about it and be open about it, and just like know that like when you take quitting off the table, there's no other option but to continue to just grow forward. And, you know, I always tell people, I'm like, I don't care if I had to start my business brand new, I would do it. I would build it from the ground up because that is how committed I am to this business and this company. And I know the potential that it has and where it can take me. And so you just have to truly decide that and just don't let anything get back, you know, get to you to the point where you just stay in a position that you are not happy with being at, you know, because that no one wants to deal with that. And so you just have to continue to just grow forward and just decide and realize it. And know that this came into your life for a reason and that you have to just grab onto it and figure out what that is. And why you joined is a lot of times not what you're going to find out why this business actually came into your life. And it's actually so crazy, you guys, because so many people you're going to join this business. And then it's like later on down the road, you're going to be like, this is crazy. Like you're going to actually realize why it came into your life. Like something in your life will happen and you'll be like, this is why this business came into my life. And it could be a couple years down the road before you even like know it. But it's very insane to me, like how I feel that this business comes into like each of our lives for a reason. And when you figure that out, it's just like almost just like mind blowing to you, because it's like these crazy things can happen. So I'm just so happy that she got on and just share that. And if y'all ever feel, you know, any way that she does, like be reaching out to people, reach out, like I was saying, just because I feel like I've been in that position and I feel like I was just so closed off and stuff. And like, I just needed to have like a talk with someone, and that talk was like what just got me like rolling again. And that's what like got me excited again. And, you know, if you aren't feeling good about it, then let that be like a motivator for you, because do not let that keep you down. Do not let where you're at, if you're not happy with where you're at, don't be okay with like settling or staying there or looking elsewhere. Don't look left, don't look right, like stay where you need the growth to happen. So thanks for opening up about that, because I just think that, you know, so many of us just don't realize that. Okay. Is there anything else that you just wanted to share that's on your heart, or just anything that you're doing right now that you're loving? You can even go into like, kind of like, what is your daily routine as a mom? Like, is it the same exact thing as a, like, do you have a routine or?
Right? Honestly, right now, it's just really crazy. Again, thanks, Diane. Honestly, y'all, I love my husband being home, but homeboy needs to get a job, because it's again, like I said a while ago, it's like everyone thinks when you're in this business and you have a full-time job and you're still working this on the side, and they're like, I just can't wait until I'm home full-time. Like, y'all, it's hard. It's an adjustment. It's a lot. And then you add your husband coming home, and like, I'm, like I said, the last 6 months, I'm so thankful that Anson has been home. Not just to help, but like he's been there with Porter. Like he's seen everything so far. Like it's been such a blessing. He was there for the surgery. It's been a blessing, but it's like, it's an extra. Like he's like showing me videos. I'm like, babe, look at your messenger. I just sent you a video. I'm like, dude, trying to work. And so it's like, it's just an extra distraction. So honestly, I have no routine. I can't help there. Again, I try and get up earlier than Porter. It doesn't happen. Yeah, there's definitely something is spending too much time with your man. Yeah, we love a little bit of distance every now and then, like a job for him. But honestly, no routine. Just making this work when you can. And it's like, I feel like I could sit here and like share a routine that I have, but there is not a single other person on the Zoom that's gonna be able to make that routine work, because everyone's gonna have to make whatever routine work for whatever your schedule is. And it has nothing to do with how much time you do or do not have, because we all have the same amount of time, and we all have distractions, and we all have ish that we got to do. You just got to decide that you're going to make it work however you have to make it work. Have your 6 list. Make sure that you're doing the things that you need to be doing every single day. One thing that's been really helping me lately, again, like all of my priorities have been set straight lately because of all this stuff going on. And I'm like, dude, I want to have we've literally it's been like 4 months since we decided to do this full-time RVing. I'm already ready to have a house again. because I just love being home. So like that's next on my dream board, and I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to help Hanson open a brewery. And it's like, I know that I can't just do what I've been doing to make all that stuff happen, because obviously I'm not where I want to be in my business yet. Am I thankful for where I am? Absolutely. Am I where I want to be? No. So I got to get to work. So I'm dreaming again, but the biggest thing that's been helping me is like during the day, you know how like distracted you can get just scrolling? I have this like little person in my head now that's like, hey, is this getting you where you want to go? No. Like, get off, 7 years down on this person's timeline. It's not getting you any more money. So you just gotta like keep yourself in check, because honestly, it's hard, like staying focused. But if you have something like your why you gotta have a why that's strong enough. You gotta decide that this is worth it no matter what, and just make it freaking happen. So
Yes. And it's so cool though, like how Anson was able to be with you through like all, like all of the newborn days, like, just that's so awesome, you guys. So it's just like, it is crazy. But Brandon, so he went golfing like a couple weeks ago for the and now he thinks he needs like all this golfing stuff. And he's like, I could just practice being an It Works husband. I was like, you will never stay home with me unless it was like a need, like if something happened, like a circumstance, and I like needed him home, but we could not.
Y'all space is so good.
Yeah, I'm like, you're gonna have
love your husbands, but send them to work.
Yeah. Yes,
that works for you. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but
literally, yeah. So funny. Okay, one more thing, and also if you guys have any other questions too, go ahead and ask in the chat, and we'll go through those. Courtney saying, even if I'm a millionaire, hubby's not saying no.
Get a hobby. Go golfing. Be in It Works. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But yeah, if y'all have any other questions too, go ahead and drop them in the chat right here. If you're new and you have questions for Karlie, she's been doing this for a long time. She kind of knows what she's doing. But so one more question is I just wanted to say is, today you mentioned to me that you're feeling just excited again. Mm-hmm. And so like, what brought you that excitement? Like, is it feeling like you're not where you are in your business, or what kind of was it that kind of clicked, I guess you could say, that made you feel just like excited?
Honestly, I think, again, like I was talking about a while ago, I've spent so much time trying to avoid something that I don't want. And I now am in that place. And it's like, a lot of people, when they get to this point, it's like, okay, you literally have like you are at a fork in the road. You can either quit, which just sounds really shitty, honestly, in my opinion. Like, why would you give up on all the hard work? Or you can like do something different, because if you keep going on the same route that you've been going on, doing all the same stuff that you've been doing, you're just going to keep getting the same output that you've been getting. If your mindset has been just like, oh, I got to make sure I don't lose rank. Oh, I got to make sure these people stay. People are not going to stay because you just can't afford for them to leave. They're going to leave if they're meant to leave. And if they're meant to leave, let them go. Because honestly, I think that's what gets me most excited, is just knowing that like, this isn't just about me. And I've been, every time I've gotten in a bad mindset in my business is because I'm only thinking about me. And it's not fun when you're just thinking about yourself. It's not fun when you're, freaking worried about maintaining, or worried about not getting to your next rank, or worried about what everyone else is going to think when this doesn't happen or that doesn't happen. That's not fun. That's not what this business is about. And it honestly, like it does make you not want to do this. So I think the biggest thing is just making sure that you know what the heck you're doing every day. Like, make sure you know why you're in this. New blood is just so good. It's so exciting. What's not exciting is trying to drag dead people along that really don't want it. And you just get more and more frustrated every time y'all talk, and you've had the same conversations over and over. And it's like, dude, this is not for you. It's not for you. But I'm going to go find like who it is for. Because honestly, the last month or so, I have been praying so hard. And y'all, I'm not a big prayer. I haven't been since Porter had his surgery. I just realized like God does want me to have a really good life. Like, God did put me here because I do have big things to do. And I can't do those big things if I'm in a lack mindset. So you just got to get excited. Honestly, just getting, your charts out, getting, you know, where you're going next, making sure that you know what you need. That's exciting. If you haven't done it in a while, you should get some charts out. And I think a bigger thing is, I mean, yeah, like I'm obviously focused on going triple diamond, but like triple diamond overwhelms me. Like getting out just like a triple diamond chart and being like, okay, shit, like I got to get this, and this, like I got to break it down. For me, some people, it helps them to get a full chart out. When you're at the, you know, obviously ruby, emerald, diamond, you get your chart out and you just start filling it. For me, what works is just getting excited for someone else. Taking one leg at a time, taking one diamond at a time, one emerald at a time, whatever I feel I can get excited about, and working with them and getting excited with them and getting new blood there. And I think that's really what's been helping me get excited lately.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, because you guys, if you're new and you're like, well, what do you mean? Like, get excited again. You know, you're so excited when you get started. Like, you have this fire and you're just like, you're ready to run. And then after you've been in it for a while, you have to continue to keep dreaming, like we've been talking about. You have to continue to keep wanting more, because if you don't, you almost just feel like just not excited, you know? So it's like, yeah, you just feel almost kind of lost, and you don't want to feel that way. And so when you experience that, you know, this is literally, you just have to continue to just keep going and focus on new people and make it about other people, you guys. It is, when you start, it's about yourself, right? You join because you wanted something. But then when that happens, you get to realize that you get to help other people get what they want. And a lot of times, for me anyways, their whys are so much, like, I don't know, their whys just excite me so much. Like, I want that for them so much. And it just gives you a whole new meaning to this business. So big tip, make it about other people, you guys, because that will change their life and it's going to change your life. It just changes all these lives, and it's wonderful.
It's so much more fun, y'all, than just worrying about maintaining or how far you are from another rank. Just get someone else's chart out on your team.
Yes. Okay, we have a few questions that we'll answer here real quick before we jump off. All right, Samantha asked, how do I get my husband to understand that this is a business that does lead to success?
You want to answer this, or you want me to, Court?
If you want, you can answer it, and then I'll answer too. Like, we can just both put our kind of like our input on each one.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't think that you can ever convince anyone of anything, even if it is your husband, or maybe especially if it is your husband. I think the best thing, and this is kind of hard for me because Anson's been supportive since the beginning of it, but like, he's definitely had like his times where he's like, okay, like, what's going on? But honestly, I think just getting to work and showing him that you're serious, not, you know, saying, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this, but then not actually putting in the work to make it happen, because he sees that. Like, whether you think he knows what you're doing or not, he knows if you're not actually focused on what you're doing. So you have to make sure that, like, whatever you're telling him, you're backing up with action. And then just ignore him. I mean, honestly, I'm sure you're going to be on your phone anyway. Like, you might as well be making money with it, and just start, like, make small goals to start paying stuff off, because I promise you, guys' minds, they think in terms of like physical things that are happening. So make physical things happen. If he is stressed about a bill, go make a goal to pay that bill off. And I really highly bet he's not going to talk smack for a whole lot longer.
Yeah, for sure. Just showing them, proving it, you know, like, just go do it. And getting to conference. So if you guys get an option to go to green carpet, well, if they bring out tickets, but more tickets, but get to conference, you guys. Take your husband to conference. So Brandon was like from this really small town, and when we had met, like, he had heard of the business and stuff, but he didn't really know a lot of people that were like successful with it. And so when we met, it wasn't kind of like, I never convinced him, that's for sure. But I think just like him seeing like where the business has like taken me and like what I've done with it and stuff, like, that's what's just like clicked with him. But then when he went to conference, I think that was like the next thing that was really big to him, because he like realized how like legit and real it all was. But definitely just go prove it to him, you know, just go do the things that you want and that you're saying, like, just work really, really hard, and they're gonna eventually, as soon as they start seeing that money roll in, that's like when it clicks with them. They're like, oh crap, it's actually real.
Yes.
All right, Caitlin asks, do you do power hours or do you work all day long?
Okay, so I do probably not power hours. I do like power however the hell long I have until my child starts screaming at me again. Again, it's just, it could be completely different before this business when I was pregnant and home all day and Anson actually had a job and I was just like, my time, I literally sat my butt on the couch and drank keto coffee all day and just worked. It was grand. Cheyenne Nickerson. I miss the days of just sitting and talking on Power Hours, but like, that's not a reality for me anymore. And I try to host Power Hour Zooms like literally anytime during the day that I can. But really, it's just a matter of being really intentional with my time. So like if I know that he's like asleep, especially when he's asleep, if he's asleep on me, wherever he is, I'm like messaging the entire time because I know that that's what's going to make me the most money is messaging. So I'm spending that time being super intentional without distractions while doing that. And then, you know, again, just throughout the day, whenever he's happy playing, I'll like follow or whatever. It's just, again, you have to make it work into your schedule.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like, you know, like that's hers, but like I don't have kids or anything yet. So like if I wanted to do Power Hours, I could. I do like sometimes, but I just, when I work, I'm very intentional, you guys. I would say doing this full time, I probably spend 3 hours a day just intentionally working and the rest I'm doing whatever. But I do it between my time. So I don't have like a set really schedule. But if you're someone that has time to sit there and do Power Hours, like for sure. But you just have to work it. Like Karlie and I, lifestyles are different right now. So she has to make work what works for her, and I make work for what I make what works for me. So it's just really like what's going to work with your lifestyle. You know, if you can stay up for an hour and stay super intentional during that time, definitely do so. You know, you're just going to have to figure out what's going to work with your schedule because your schedule is definitely not our schedules.
Well, and I will say something on this, just because I'm missing that time before I had Porter. Y'all, if you are pregnant, please stay on your phone. Like if you're pregnant and staying home, I will say that. If you work this full time, or if you're home a lot of the day and you don't have other kids, literally, I can't tell you, like, I mean, I didn't stop working when Porter was born, but I definitely was not working as much. Y'all, the work that I put in during my pregnancy, you have 9 months, okay? 9 months. You can make a lot happen in 9 months. My paychecks, the few months before Porter was here, and the few months after, I'm really thankful for the work that I put in when I was pregnant. So if you are pregnant, or if you are at a time in your life when you can work this full time all the time, do it. Don't procrastinate. There's my bit on pregnancy and working. There it is.
Okay, Sierra says, honestly, how quick did you take off when you started the business?
Well, I went diamond in 5 months, ruby in 2, diamond in 5. And then it took me like 2-ish years to go, almost 2 years to go double diamond. So this is kind of another thing I wanted to touch on. Like, I think this is something that I've realized within the last few days. I used to think that ambassador was success. Okay. And I feel like you really have to decide what your version of success is, because I feel like I'm going to be successful in this business. I'm going to hit ambassador one day. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to be there. And I feel like I have to just give myself some credit for doing what I've done in the last 4 years. No, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm home. I was able to bring my husband home for the last 6 months. He's been with our son. He was there. You know, like there's so many things that I'm just so thankful for that would not be here without this business. And I feel like so many people think that if you're not at a certain rank by a certain time, you're not successful. You are successful as long as you keep going, as long as you don't give up. That's literally the one thing that is the difference between someone that's successful with this and someone that's not. If you're still going, you're successful. So yes, give yourself, goals. Yes, say I want to be this rank by this time. Yes, at the beginning of every month, shout out what, rank you want to be, and continue working on that. But just because you don't get to a certain goal or rank by a certain time, or you're making a certain amount of money when you thought you would be, like, I don't think that has anything to do with success.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's just everyone's goals are so different.
Yeah.
What do you need? Where do you want to get? Like, how fast do you want to go? But don't set yourself up for failure either. Don't say, if I don't hit this rank by this time, I'm going to quit. You know, it's just, you just have to like go at the pace that you want to go to. That's what I tell people. I'm like, if you want to walk, I'll walk with you. If you want to run, I'll run with you. So everyone's journey is so different. So it doesn't matter if you had a slow start, if you had a really, really fast start. Everyone's journey is totally different. It just really depends on what you want out of it. And I had a slower start, you guys. So I had my first couple months were very, very slow. And then I went diamond in 9 months. And then I went Prez by 1 year. So it's so crazy. Like literally it's just a matter of like deciding things in between time, and like life changes throughout that, and you catch the vision at different times. So it's so different for everyone. But don't ever compare like how fast or feel like you're not getting somewhere fast enough. If you want it, just go do more of what you want, you know, and get there quicker.
Right.
Okay, what are some tips and tricks to grow your following to interactive followers?
Court, you answer this one.
All right, so
Miss 50,000 followers.
To grow your followers. So you guys, when you follow people, you have to be following people. So I go and I follow, ever since I started this business, every single day, I follow people. And then once I follow them, I go and I comment on their picture. I give them a compliment, because who doesn't like compliments, right? And a lot of times they're going to be like, who is this person? They're going to go check you out and they're going to follow you back. Another good way is on stories. When they pop up in your stories, go and start conversations with them. Just be like, hey, like maybe you like their lip color. Hey, like I love your lip color. What is it? Just start a conversation with people, because for one, that can lead into a potential conversation about the business or the products. Number two, when you reach out to someone, once again, they're going to check you out. They're going to follow you back. So just consistency of following every single day, and then interacting with them by just complimenting their pictures. Okay, most successful way for your enrollments.
Wait, am I just like really tired and I don't understand that question?
Most successful way for your enrollments. Are you saying how do we go about enrolling, Hillary? Can you like re-question that? All right, Nicole, how many followers a day do you think would be best to help build your social media? Any recommendations on how to know who to follow? Should it be more personal, through mutual friends, or random? You guys, I just try to follow people who I have like similar interests with. So I love fashion. I love makeup. That's what I like. That's what I'm into. So if I see someone that just has like good pictures that have like good fashion, I'll go follow them. Honestly, I don't like really spend a ton of time looking at every single profile and following. I just find someone who has like a nice profile. I go to their most recent picture and I click on the likes on their photo, and then I go through and I start following girls that look over the age of 18. I don't take a look at every single profile I follow. I just go into it and I follow several hundred people a day, because it is a big numbers game. So the more you follow, the more that are going to be able to follow you back. And then every few days, I just use the cleaner app and I go through and I unfollow anyone who didn't follow me back. I don't know, Karlie, if you have a different method about going about that.
Well, I was just going to say, I follow pretty much the same way you do, but like one thing, if you don't have a lot of followers, because I'm really guessing none of you do if you're just starting this business, I had under 1,000. If you're just now starting your business, don't be too particular about, yeah, you want to follow people with similar interests, but at the same time, you don't want to get too nitpicky, because it's going to take you way too long to grow your followers. So my rule of thumb that I give my team is, if you have under 1,000 followers, you need to be following every single woman that looks over 18. You just follow as quickly as you can, and eventually you can kind of direct that more towards your interests, and you're going to kind of find ways that you like to follow. But in the beginning, just don't be too picky.
Yeah, don't overcomplicate it. Just keep it so simple, you guys. It's really just like the most simple thing ever. And as you go, you'll just find a routine that really just works for you. Samantha, back to kind of your question too. You said he expects $1,000 right off the bat. He's one of those impatient types. Just honestly, just like sit him down and just be like, look, like I am very, very excited about this. Like I know I have potential. Like just be super confident in it, and just be like, I know it's not going to take off overnight, because nothing ever does. That's just not how the world works. But if you can just give me some grace and some, if you can just support me throughout this time while I get this going, like that would make me so happy. I think sometimes just asking them and letting them know that you are very excited about this, that hopefully in return that they will support you, and then just go work your booty off. In a few months, you'll be real happy. So, okay. How do you find people to message that you will, okay, sorry, I can't talk, y'all. How do you find people to message that you think will actually be interested, or is it mostly just random?
I just message my followers that are following me back, and I don't ever judge anyone, because why would you keep this from someone?
Yeah. Ask all the peoples.
All of them.
Yeah.
Their moms and their aunts and their uncles and their dogs.
Yes. Don't count anybody out. It's actually funny because I did that when I started, you guys. Like, I was scared to reach out to certain people that I knew, and then they would like end up messaging me, or they'd end up messaging someone else and that I knew, and like getting started with them. Like, my sister-in-law literally had a party and invited all these people that were my family, you guys, like my aunts and stuff, to this party, and they all ended up signing up as a customer under her because I was too scared to do that, because why? I have no idea. Okay. How do you keep your customers buying products?
I think just like being intentional. I'm really bad about like following up with every single loyal customer that I ever sign, but like honestly, if I know that someone's really excited about products, like if you can remember to check back in with them, or if they have questions or something, just being super personal with them. I think like asking about their life as well, like not just, wanting them to buy more product. I think honestly, Kaylee is on here. Kaylee, I can't remember. She just signed up as a distributor. Homegirl had been a customer for like a year, and honestly, she just loved the products, and so we just kept up. Girlfriend signed up as a distributor last week and is almost to executive, because she's just like, she's popping out 123 BB customers like it's no one's business, just because she's excited. It's like, I think if you just like help your customers, if they're really wanting results from the products, they're going to have questions for you. Answer their questions, get them excited, talk to them about what their actual lifestyle is like, make sure you have them on the right products. I think, you can't keep everyone, but like do what you can to keep the people that are excited and asking questions.
For sure. And like she said, they're going to become a lot of them are going to become your like best distributors.
Right.
Too. But I think just like creating a relationship with them, like she was saying, just like have an actual conversation and like be their friend. Okay. Last question, and then we'll get off here, you guys. Do you message for distributors, loyal customers, or host to post primarily?
I honestly, for the longest time in the beginning of my business, I think I messaged for distributors because I was just excited, and I would literally talk to any breathing soul about anything. For a long time, I wasn't, just because I was really, really focused on customers. Honestly, I feel like it just depends on where I'm at in my business. Lately, I've been messaging for distributors, but it's a lot more like personal messages. It's not just like super, scripty. But I'm just wanting new blood. So I'm like, if I see someone on Instagram that I love their profile, again, why would I keep this from them? But most of the time I'm messaging for customers.
Yeah, I'm the same. So I message for customers, and then for distributors, the majority of them, like 99%, come from life posts. So literally posting about the business every single day, you guys. But if you need distributor, like if you are trying to grow your team and that's where your focus is, go reach out to people. Don't, like she said, don't count people out, because you never know. Like that message could change everything. And even though the way I like to look at messaging is like a knock at someone's door. Even if they don't sign up right now, it's like when they do become interested, they're going to think about you because you're that person that had reached out to them. So, it's just such a big numbers game, you guys. So it's really just like finding a routine that works for you, and then just doing it daily and, talking to so many people and just staying so dang consistent with it. So, all right, we will go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording too. Let's see.